Anyway, those were the three teams. Oh, no, we have one more team that will come up later about who did a lot of business. But otherwise, I think now we're going to be moving quite fast because we're moving on to the teams that had relatively little business to do when it came to the IPL auction. So moving on to the team that finished fifth last season, which is the Kolkata Knight Riders. Had some very interesting buys. And I think they Shakib Al Hassan for 3.2. And they got Harbhajan Singh, Ben Cutting, Karun Nair, Pawan Negi, Sheldon Jackson, Venkatesh Iyer, and Vaibhav Arora. So, Noor, what do you think of the KKR's auction?
I think I think Shagib was a great buy. Good price. Great, phenomenal buy. I think we all talked about how he was like one of the best players to go after, and I was shocked that more teams didn't go after him. I think Cutting was a good buy, adds, he fills the role they needed. Harbhajan Singh was an interesting buy. I think he's a buy in terms of like, oh, there's experience there, and we want that to like spread across the team. So I think that was what that I don't, maybe he'll play. Depends, how Yadav's doing, but I
Good
think
mentor for Yadav anyway.
yeah, good mentor. It's weird to think of Harbhajan Singh as a mentor, no?
And
Though.
also, it's a smart buy because I mean they've got an off-spinning option. So if there's a game they want to
Yeah.
rest or not play in a Ryan and maybe put in another overseas player like a Shakib or even a Ben Cutting or someone like that. It allows you, or Ferguson. It allows you to play in Kuldeep.
Harbhajan.
I mean Harbhajan, and Harbhajan can also mentor, as you said, Narayan and even Varun Chakravarti. Don't forget that.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's just a backup for these guys, right?
I mean,
Essentially, he's going to be a
it's
player
a good
coach.
buy. It's a good buy to have in
Yeah,
your
he's
squad.
basically they just paid for his services as a coach,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And you get 2, 3. If he comes in with the mentality of like wanting to help people out and then playing any games he gets here and there, it's a great buy, I think.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Well, I mean, so Noor seems pretty impressed.
Also, like I think Cutting is a good cover for Narayan or Russell, and I think that's important
Yeah.
considering Russell's shoulder may drop out any second.
Fair.
So yeah, I think obviously they were also going for Glenn Maxwell. They didn't get him, but they got Shakib for cheaper, which I think is, considering Maxwell is a on and off performer, I don't think that's that bad a loss.
Fair enough. Kabir, KKR, how did they do?
Personally, I think they hit the absolute jackpot. They did exactly what they went out to do. They got their replacements for their star players. Cutting can be brilliant. Has shown he can be brilliant. So in that they've got a replace for Russell, and for Narayan they have. I mean, to say that Shakib Al Hassan is a backup for Narayan is a little bit crazy, considering he'd make him to most first teams. But yeah, I mean, the fact that they have Narayan and Shakib is a bit nuts. So yeah, hopefully they play together. But if not, if one of them plays back up to the other, it'll be pretty tough to face, in my opinion.
Yeah, again, for me, I think when the auction finished and I sat down, I think this is the team I thought that did the best in the auction because they got everything they needed. And if you look at their 8 overseas players, they're literally backups for each other. Like if you take their first 4 as Morgan, Cummins, Russell, and Narayan, then you literally have player for player. Ferguson is backup for Cummins, Shakib and Narayan, Russell and Cutting, and then you've got Morgan and Tim Seifert are both openers up the order. So I mean they've got backups, and then I think another buy which is highly underrated, which a lot of people didn't think of, for them is Karun Nair, because I think if you look at that team last year, they were kind of missing that classy Indian player at the top of the order. And I think getting Karun Nair might allow them to not play Rahul Tripathi and instead play Nair and Gill opening, or Rana and Gill, and then play Nair at 3, which allows you to basically, you have like Nair, I think could exploit the gaps if he gets to play in the power play. And then you've got your power coming in at 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think they did really well at the auction. And I think they're one of the, on paper at least, looking like one of the strongest teams in the IPL this year. So yeah, I'll give them their grade first. I think for me, 9.5 out of 10 is what I'd go with. The only thing they missed, and I'm being really picky here, is I think they could have got an experienced fast bowler, because otherwise they're going to be having Indian fast bowler. Otherwise they're going to be having to rest again on Nagarkoti, Mavi, Prasidh Krishna, Sandeep Warrior, who, I mean, I know they put a lot of faith into them, but these aren't really title-winning fast bowlers. I mean, it's good for Indian cricket if they develop them, but as a franchise, I'd say maybe someone like Umesh Yadav would have given you the option that you needed. Yeah, Kabir. Sorry, and signing of the season for me was Shakib. I'd say Shakib, yeah. Kabir?
Yep, I reflect almost, well, absolutely identically to what Ahaan said. Um, yeah, 9.5 for me. The best signing, Ahaan's already said Shakib, but honestly, you could go with any of their players. I'll actually go, you know what, I'll just go with Bhaji. Maybe he wasn't their best signing, but Ahaan's already said Shakib. I would say Shakib anyway. I'm going to go with Bhaji because he's going to be a great addition to the coaching staff.
Coaching staff. Noor?
I'm gonna give them an 8.5 because I think they have the same problem that Punjab does, which is the Indian fast bowler.
Yeah, but I think the benefit for them compared to Punjab is the overseas fast bowler they have in either Cummins or Ferguson are so threatening. And they've got Russell also,
Yeah,
who's
but
going to.
what if one of them gets injured? What if something happens and then the balance of the team
No, I
needs
know.
to?
And their spin bowling option is all options are better than Punjab. Punjab are relying on two youngsters, whereas these guys have Varun Chakravarti, Harbhajan, they've got
Again, I'm not rating that team. No, I'm
Kuldeep.
rating
No,
their
no,
buy.
I understand. So 8.5, fair enough. And best signing?
Um, Shakib, pen cutting. I mean, because you guys said the other two,
Yeah,
so
underrated.
pen cutting.
Actually, Karan Nair deserves some love, guys, I think. But
Yeah, he's a great player. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, see, that was quick. KKR didn't really have much to talk about. And I can't believe they went into the auction with 10 crores or something. The amount they bought, I would have thought they'd have had a lot of more money, but they made full value for money. Even Sheldon Jackson, by the way, there's a lot of talk going on around him on the domestic circuit about the way he's playing and how he's developed. And I think he's played for them before. He's been in their books before, so they know how he's played and what he's developed into. Pavan Negi also, how have we missed these players? Pavan Negi, great utility player also as an option to have in your squad if they want to play one day like as a left arm option. This team's looking pretty scary. I'm
Does the
not gonna
same
lie.
job as Rinku Singh and bowls a little bit more.
He's a better. He's bats lower than Rinku Singh, so he bowls better. I mean, he's
Yeah, he
more
bowls better.
bowling.
Rinku Singh batted 5, Pawan Negi batted 7.
Okay, fine, fair enough.